Hey everyone, we are back from a little bit of a hiatus. Thank you all for joining Movies You Missed podcast. This is V and John. Unfortunately, I was actually in the hospital last week, which is why we were not able to release a couple of episodes, but we've released 2 episodes today, so make sure to look into not only this ep, but also our epic episode that dropped today as well. Thank you all for your patience and for hanging in with us. This year has been a little rough. We've had some pretty major life events, including moving and going back to school and changing jobs and a dog dying and now hospitalization. So shit happens and life happens, and thank you all so much for sticking with us. A couple of episodes that we've missed over the last couple of months does not mean that we don't love doing this. We still do, and we want to bring you episodes every week. So thank you all so much for your patience, and hopefully we will get back to a regular rhythm as soon as possible.
Indeed, it has been quite a interesting last 7 months. We're in July now, so hopefully nobody else is hospitalized between now and December.
Well, it's kind of par for the course for people like you and I with heart conditions, unfortunately, so I'm pretty sure both of us have lost count of how many times we've been in the hospital.
Oh, absolutely.
So the good news is I am on the mend. I am back home and ready to talk about 2 movies we hate. We're doing this again.
Yeah, I look forward to. Look forward to is not even the correct term.
No.
I do not look forward to discussing your movie for a single second. But you know what? That's why we do this episode, apparently. And I don't know how many more of these we'll do because I don't know how much torture we can put each other through, truthfully. Because your movie was definitely far worse than mine.
Oh, God, no. That's not even remotely reality.
That's the reality I live in.
I hate
That's the reality I live in.
So much, and I cannot believe it. I just think it's funny that we did it right after the epic episode, which is also something we only do once a year. So these are 2 rare episodes back to back.
The epic episode is something we should absolutely do because movies like that deserve to be revisited, and some of these movies for movies we hate only need to be revisited by the person that likes them and not the other person. So we'll see if we do this one again. I'm teetering on never again.
I cannot believe that I forced myself to watch your whole movie. I really wanted to turn it off about 5 seconds into it.
Yeah, it took me about 3.2 seconds to want to be like, fuck this. I can't do this. But I did it because I am a team player and
we love our audience.
Oh, good God almighty.
Oh my God. But there was one part of my movie and the actor in it that I did agree with you on, so we'll talk about that in a minute.
Oh, all right. Cool.
But
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Since it's been a couple weeks, welcome everyone to Movies You Missed podcast. We love discussing movies without spoiling them. We are 2 industry veterans who also love to discuss the behind-the-scenes trivia of movies and our experiences. And we also discuss the new movies we've seen in theaters or on streaming since our last episode, which was about 2 weeks ago. So I think each of us have a couple of movies to talk about.
Well, I've only seen 1 in theaters in the last... Oh, no, actually, no. I just recalled because I pulled open IMDb. I saw 2 movies. My nieces and I and a couple others went and saw the live-action Moana in theaters.
Oh, God.
Went and saw it. I didn't have to pay for it, so I definitely was like, you know what, fuck it, let's go. Amy and I went along with her cousin Dougie and his daughters, and we took my nieces, Lauren and Kathleen, and my mother-in-law was there. It is completely, absolutely unnecessary, and everybody that knows how unnecessary it is, I agree with you. The music is lacking in every single regard. There's no reason for this movie at all. It's almost a shot-for-shot remake. The girl that plays Moana was not good. There were a couple moments where I laughed, and Tamatoa was pretty cool, but again, it was just nothing new. There was nothing, no reason, whatever. Definitely a C-.
Ridiculous.
You know what? I actually liked his long locks. I'd run my hands through it. Other than that, yeah, it's completely pointless. I don't even think it might still be playing, but just watch the original. Just do that.
And
don't
also
even
boycott it because why would they remake it? That's just insulting.
Yeah.
And also it's been 10 years. That's ridiculous.
So many actors just did not do justice to the voice actors. So there's that. And then I went and saw a horror movie that I was real excited about because I loved the last installment of it. I actually fell asleep. I woke up and it was still on, and I think the movie's only an hour and 40 minutes. This is Evil Dead Burn. quite possibly the worst movie, knocking Undertone out of worst horror movie of the year. This movie sucks, wetty, sweaty, humid ballsack. I don't think I've seen worse acting, and I don't know how long. And some of the kills were cool, but it was just so awful that I could not take my eyes off of how bad the cast was. There's a Temu version of Anton Yelchin in this movie, and he's fucking terrible. Everybody sucks, and the movie is terrible. And if you like that movie, I can't even.
Don't want to talk to you.
So, no, I don't. I really don't. So yeah, those are the two movies I saw. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. There's another one I'm remembering now. I started this movie on Amazon. It was called Operation Taco Gary's. It's got Simon Rex in it, and I think Jason Biggs shows up. But you know what? I didn't even get that far. I turned it off after about 23 minutes because I looked to see how much time was left, and there was still another hour and 10 minutes. This movie blows. This is definitely an absolutely should miss. Operation Taco Gary's on Amazon Prime.
Wow, your last 2 weeks of watching movies was almost as bad as my last 2 weeks of life.
Yeah. I wanted to regurgitate my eyes out after Evil Dead Burn ended. Now, I will say, stay through the credits. There's a really cool post-credit scene that I was like, okay, cool. Still did not absolve the movie for absolutely how piece of shit it is.
Just food for thought, Moana and The Odyssey had the same budget.
Oh, yikes.
The Rock's
Well, we'll see what
salary
happens.
was the same as Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Zendaya, and one other person's salary put together. It was just, I was reading the math on this the other
wow.
day. It was absolutely ridiculous, which made me
That is
hate the live action remake even more.
insane.
Yeah.
Good God.
I'm pretty sure.
So majority of the budget went to Dwayne Johnson.
Yes.
Wow. Well, fuck that. You know, I'm starting to not like him these days.
Oh, I stopped liking him a while ago.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because we did our episode where we were loving the guy, and now all of a sudden it's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
I'm getting sick and tired of it. Kind of like how the... anyway, V, what did you watch?
I watched a bunch of movies because I've been stuck on the couch or in a hospital bed for the last 2 weeks.
That's the best time to catch up.
I watched 6, and due to peer
Nice.
pressure and just you hyping it up and reminding me how much I love it, I watched a ton of true crime documentaries. So
Oh, wonderful.
the first one I'm going to talk about is actually not going to be added to the list, but it was so good, I just want to mention it. It's called Evil Influencer. It's a stupid title, but it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I haven't watched that. I want to watch that one, though.
It was released the last day of 2025, so technically it doesn't
that's the one you texted
count.
me about. Okay,
yeah, technically it doesn't count as a 2026 movie, but it was so good. I highly recommend watching it. It's
Sweet.
wild, and it dives into the whole family vlogger sphere, which is so insane and creepy.
Yeah, it is really annoying.
And I told your wife about it because it's heavily influenced and about the LDS church and their populace. It was very fascinating. So Evil Influencer,
okay.
that's on Netflix. And then I watched Apex, which is a terrible movie.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't terrible.
It was
fine.
terrible, and it was
okay.
very gross.
Yeah, wasn't it gross?
It was
Didn't it
very,
get gross?
very, very gross.
Yeah.
I was like, this is ridiculous and so unnecessary. It was right up there
Beef
with
jerky. Beef
Yeah, I will never look at beef jerky the same. And it was right up there with Send Help, with just the unnecessary grossness. So yeah, Apex is terrible. Do not watch it.
Wow, this definitely is a movie we hate episode, isn't it?
It really is. Okay, but the next 4 movies I really liked. Okay.
Okay.
Outside of Netflix, I did watch Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Oh, nice. You did finally see it. Sweet.
Loved it. Absolutely loved
Yeah.
it. Really prophetic. Of course, Sam Rockwell was amazing in it. I really enjoyed my time. Very entertaining. And I think it's very relevant to the times. And it's streaming right now, I believe, on Hulu. So definitely give it a watch.
Cool.
Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is a very cool sci-fi, dystopian, time-traveling, awesome movie.
Yeah, definitely. I love the first 20 minutes in the diner at Norm's.
Especially because you don't know where it's going to go.
No clue at all.
Ah, fantastic. Okay, so back to Netflix and the true crime documentaries.
Yeah.
I watched Maternal Instinct because you told me to.
Ooh.
Just awful in terms of the story. It's very good.
Yeah, it's well done. It's very well put together.
I cannot put it on my can't miss list just because of the nature of the crime. A lot of people will not want to watch that film.
I got you.
But if you can handle it, Maternal Instinct is very well made. You're going to be screaming at the TV. You're going to be heartbroken afterwards. You're going to want some
How many
palate.
shots did you take when you were done?
I don't drink, but I wanted some. A palate cleanser would have been nice. And I actually, I did get to with 2 more documentaries from Netflix, true crime.
Yes.
First, The Truth and Tragedy of Moriah Wilson. I was sobbing by the end. This young woman was such a beacon of light, and this crime was so senseless and wasteful and just so heartbreaking, all because of a weak, mediocre man. It made me so mad, but at the same time, it did such a good job celebrating this young woman's life, who was an incredible person, and her family is amazing and reminded me a lot of families I knew growing up in the area that I grew up in Northern California. So highly recommend The Truth and Tragedy of Moriah Wilson. Half of it is about the crime, which will make you cry, but the other half of the movie is celebrating her life in such a beautiful way. And so I was very honored to watch that documentary. And the same with the next one.
Text me that one.
Yes, I absolutely will. And the same with the next one, which wildly enough is in fact a palate cleanser, even though it is a true crime documentary. And that's because it is Kidnapped, the Elizabeth Smart story.
Oh, yeah, that's been on my to watch for quite some time.
Was very good. I think there's a little bit of a pacing issue. The first half of the movie felt a bit slow, but after that, the documentary got very interesting. It was well made, a lot of participation from everybody involved, and it was just so nice to see this brave, triumphant survivor who is so incredibly strong, and she's such an inspiration. Highly recommend for anyone who is interested in true crime but wants something a little bit lighter, because there's a survivor, but also anyone who's been in that type of situation or has been subject to that type of crime. Highly, highly recommend Kidnapped by Elizabeth Smart. She is so incredibly powerful and brave. Oh, I loved every second she was on the screen speaking now that she's an adult. And I actually didn't, because I was a teenager when this all happened, so I didn't really follow the crime. And so I actually learned a lot about it as well. So for those of you who want a little bit more context or just want a more uplifting true crime story, Kidnapped, Elizabeth Smart is very, very, very good.
Nice. I've literally almost pushed play on that I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to have to check it out.
Awesome. So those are all the movies I saw while I was laid up.
Lovely.
Apparently,
some good and some bad, apparently.
Yeah, mostly good. Actually,
mostly good.
Just about all good except for one. And apparently that's what needs to happen. I need to be hospitalized in order to catch up with movies watched for 2026.
Yeah. So what? You had 14. Now you have 6. So you're at 20. Nice. Congratulations.
No, I've watched more than that since our mid-year review. Calm down.
Oh, you have? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that was like a month ago now.
Okay.
All right, so...
I'm still ahead by a bunch, but still, that's good. I'm glad you caught up on a couple of good things. Good.
No,
right,
thank you for the recommendations. They were right on the money.
Oh, for sure. The maternal instinct one I knew would be a tough one, but that one is, I feel like that's certainly a can't miss, but I agree with you. It's not going to be something everybody's going to be able to handle.
No,
I said, exactly. I lost a lot of, I did not sleep very well that night after I watched that one.
Yeah, which is exactly why I had to text you real time while I was watching it, because I was like, okay, I have to talk to someone about how this is all unfolding. Holy shit. So definitely try to watch it with a true crime friend if you can.
Fully agreed.
All right, so now that we've talked about some movies that we mutually like, let's dive into some movies that we hate. And because this is an odd episode, you get to go first.
All right, sweet. Mine did come out first. It came out several years before yours in the year 1998. Don't know if I've done the year 1998 yet.
I was thinking about that when watching this movie.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later on in life. But my movie is a sports comedy, which is interesting because actually both of these movies that we picked this week are sports comedies.
They are, which is why I paired
mine's a sports
mine
comedy.
with
Yours is a sports piece of shit. So
yours is you picked Enemy of the State, which came out in 1998, but that was like the first year of our podcast, so that was a long time ago. Yeah, 98 isn't a year we pick very often, actually.
No. Anyway, my movie, 1998, sports comedy. Maybe not to everybody, but to me, for sure. It's one of those movies that I saw in theaters, I think 2 or 3 times. I took my dad to see it after the first time I saw it, and I remember my dad liked a couple of moments in it. And it was funny because after seeing this movie, my dad's like, I don't ever want to see a movie with that guy in it again. And that guy is Adam Sandler. He's one of the writers on this movie along with his co-writer Tom Hurley. This movie is directed by Frank Corrasi. This movie also stars Kathy Bates Henry Winkler, Fairuza Balk, Jerry Reed, Blake Clark as Farmer Fran, and Peter Dante, and a whole other cast of folks that you would recognize in most of Adam Sandler's movies from the early 90s. Up until now, he hasn't worked with Rob Schneider in a while, but Rob Schneider also shows up in this movie as the most famous character from the movie, I believe, because a lot of people love to go, "You can do it!" And if that's not any hint as to what this movie is called, this movie is called The Waterboy. Yeah, Bobby Boucher. I can't even really do Bobby Boucher's voice, but yeah, I saw this movie 3 times in theaters, and it still makes me laugh. It is absolutely a stupid, terrible movie, but it's hilarious, and it's much better than V's pick this week. So we'll get into that later, but I know this is going to be a very divided audience because I know there's way too many people out there that like V's pick, and there's a handful of people that I know that also like my pick. If you haven't seen The Waterboy, where to start? Waterboy is about a water boy at a college campus. He is making sure all the football players on the football team get their H2O. He's very conscious about water. He carries his little apparatus around on his back, and everybody seems to really just not like the Waterboy. He's I guess this movie is also dated with some of the vernacular that goes down in this movie. It's definitely an insulting movie, and that was Adam Sandler's shtick for a while. After like Billy Madison kind of came out. He was very mean humor, but at the heart of it all, the lead that Adam Sandler plays was always the nice guy. And you think about like 50 First Dates, there was definitely a lot of mean humor in that movie, but I think a lot of people like that movie over The Waterboy. I like 50 First Dates. I don't know if you are a fan of 50 First Dates or not.
I've only seen it once. I don't really remember it.
Oh, all right. I think there's an episode actually coming up where I'm doing that and you're doing blended because we're doing an Adam Sandler and a Drew Barrymore episode or something, or did we just talk about that?
I picked Just Go With It. They're both in Hawaii and they're both Adam Sandler.
Oh, okay. So 50 First Dates and Just Go With It. And that's the Jennifer Aniston one that I remember not liking very much.
Which is wild. It's the only Adam Sandler movie that I like.
I know. It's so strange how we go back and forth. Anyway, Bobby Boucher, like I said, Waterboy to this college football in the Bayou of Louisiana. We find out that Red Boyu, who is the coach of this football team played by Jerry Reed, has just fired Bobby Boucher. He doesn't want him on the team. He thinks that he's really bringing the team down because all the team wants to do is kind of fuck with Bobby Boucher and not actually play their game. So Bobby's been fired and goes home and tells his mom, played by Kathy Bates, Mama Boucher, that he's been fired, and she's excited about this because she really doesn't agree with him working, and she'd rather him spend time at home with Mama so she can brush his hair and they can hang out with their donkey Steve and play badminton and backgammon and all this kind of stuff. A very sheltered sort of lifestyle that Mama Boucher wants to inflict on Bobby, but Bobby is one of those guys that wants to get out there and actually live a life and take care of people, because we also find out that his father at one point went out to work in the Peace Corps and then got stuck in the desert and died because of dehydration. So that's why Bobby Boucher is actually a water boy. He wants to make sure that not only can he somehow subconsciously save his father from dying of dehydration, he can save others from dying of dehydration. So Bobby's now been fired. He decides that he's going to put on, I believe it's an orange suit, and ride his lawnmower to the next college and try and get a job as a water boy for this new team. And he comes across Coach Klein, played by Henry Winkler. This was Henry Winkler's first Adam Sandler movie, and the reason for this was because of, in the Hanukkah song, there's a nod to Happy Days where he says Arthur Fonzarelli, and Henry Winkler had always wanted to work with Adam Sandler and vice versa, so they ended up working together on this movie, and then they starred in movies together for quite some time. I remember Henry Winkler showing up in Little Nicky at one point also, which Little Nicky, if you haven't seen, is a pretty damn good movie, pretty hilarious, pretty terrible at the same time. And that was another movie where Adam Sandler plays a character where his voice is different, and he has an interesting...
Hate it.
Oh, you would loathe Little Nicky. There's no doubt in my mind that you would hate that movie. Dennis Hopper is actually in Little Nicky, and he plays Satan. I think it's funny. Not many other people do. So anyway, back to Waterboy. Comes upon Coach Klein at this college and offers to be a water boy for him. Coach Klein cannot hire him. And he's also got a little bit of a mental issue where he's starting to kind of have a bit of a panic attack, and Bobby decides to give him a little bit of water that he's got carrying around with him in a canteen. So Coach is like, damn, this is some good water. And he goes, this is much better than what I serve. And we see the water that Coach Klein has been serving to his players, and it is, of course, it looks like the bayou and a swamp, and it just looks disgusting. And Bobby's like, that's the water you serve to your players? You know what? I haven't done an audio clip in a minute. Let's just listen to what Bobby says to Coach Klein about the water that he serves to his players.
Ooh, so then our audience can hear how stupid his voice is. That's a great idea.
That is the water that you serve to your players? It is imperative that you allow me to be your water boy.
I can't hire you. I can't hire anybody with a poor.
You do not have to pay me. I will do it for free. Just promise me that you will never distribute the content of that drug to any human person.
That's a deal.
It's a deal? Thank you so much, Coach Klein. I will not let you down.
So now Coach Klein has hired Bobby as the water boy for free because there's no budget for a water boy because this football team is god-awful, and they're so awful that the cheerleaders don't even cheer for the team. They just lay around all day with the mascot getting shit-faced on liquor, and they couldn't care less about the football team. And their equipment is also just completely garbage, and they have this assistant coach played by Blake Clark named Farmer Fran. I guess this is a play on a Bayou-type character because you can't understand a single word that comes out of his mouth, and Blake Clark has been in just about every single Adam Sandler movie that you can think of. He plays Drew Barrymore's father, actually, in 50 First Dates. He's also in I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. He's the new Slinky Dog in the Toy Story movies after Jim Varney has passed away. And he's shown up in a whole handful of others. I've actually hung out with his son many years ago. We also have Peter Dante.
Yeah.
Peter Dante is certainly one of the more memorable characters in Adam Sandler movies. My favorite character, other than Dante in Grandma's Boy, is when he plays Murph in Mr. Deeds. And he's also in 50 First Dates and every other Adam Sandler movie that you can think of. Jack and Jill, that's another great one where Al Pacino is he was almost nominated for an Oscar, that Al Pacino being in Jack and Jill. Not really. Jack and Jill
more
is
like a Razzie.
Really, actually, yeah, Jack and Jill is... I think Jack and Jill is the worst of Adam Sandler's movies, in my personal opinion.
And that's saying something.
That is saying something, yeah, because That's My Boy is really, really fucking terrible, but it's also pretty damn funny. Last time I actually watched That's My Boy, I was getting tattooed at my tattoo shop, and I forgot how absolutely offensive that movie is. So now Bobby is this water boy for this new team, and he, of course, just like any other football team that he's worked for, these players are not about this water boy. They do not like him. They make fun of him. Peter Dante especially is just like, oh, I'm a water boy. I got a spoon, dude. And Bobby's starting to get a little pissed off about this, and you can tell that Bobby's got his wheels turning in his head about how he might actually be able to defend himself, and we get a replay back of all the people that have started to really fuck with Bobby throughout his life. At one point, Coach Klein comes up to him and says, what are you going to do about it? And Bobby's like, I wasn't going to do anything, I promise, Coach. He goes, well, why not? You should defend yourself. If you don't do that, they'll walk all over you all season. I've seen it happen, trust me. So then, a few minutes later, another one of the guys starts to mess with Bobby, and what does Bobby do? He defends himself. He takes off like Forrest Gump and tackles the shit out of the guy, and ultimately opens up a whole can of...
funnier than that whole movie.
Nah, the movie's hilarious. So Coach Klein is just completely blown away, as is everybody on the team, including the guy that he literally just knocked the fuck out. And Bobby's like, oh my gosh, that's what a can of whoop-ass feels like. Now Coach Klein is like, I would be honored if you play on this football team, play as a linebacker, you can be a tackle, come on this season with us, please. And he goes, I can't, my mama won't let me. He goes, we're going to go home, we're going to talk to your mom. They go home and talk to Mama, and Mama's not about this. And this is when Bobby is told what Mama don't know won't hurt her. And Coach Klein tells him a story about how his mother didn't want him to get a tattoo of Roy Orbison, but he did anyway, and he got it on his ass. And he says, what Mama don't know won't hurt her, Bobby. I trust you'll make the right decision, and leaves. And for the rest of the movie, we're along for this insane ride while Bobby Boucher becomes the highlight of the season for this football team. And everybody still makes fun of him, but they're kind of coming around about him. And we also meet his childhood girlfriend, Vicky Valancourt, played by Fairuza Balk, who is a felon and a complete whack job.
Psycho.
But she, yeah. And who better to play Vicky Valancourt than Fairuza Balk? And if you don't know Fairuza Balk, she is in The Craft. She is also young Dorothy in the most twisted version of The Wizard of Oz, Return to Oz from the early 80s. And the movie just continues on.
She was the crazy chick in the 90s.
Yeah, she was. Oh, she's also in American History X. She was.
She's
crazy.
Terrifying in American History X.
Yeah, she really is. And her eyes are always freak me out, especially
because you
when
can see the whites all the way around.
I know.
That's
And her
what
eyes are,
indicates
like,
they're crazy.
The color of her eyes is almost white. It's really crazy. So that is essentially The Waterboy. I know just about everybody that saw this movie when it came out in 1998 was a big fan of it. I have a VHS copy. I have it on DVD. It still makes me laugh. I haven't watched it in a few years. The last time I watched it, my wife was in the room. She's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Oh, it's The Waterboy with Adam Sandler." She goes, "Ugh, when's it over?" I'm like, "I don't know, another hour." So before I get into the BTS, even though V couldn't care less about the BTS of the making of The Waterboy, maybe our audience would care a little bit. So V, break it down. How much did you hate The Waterboy on, what was this, your second viewing in your entire life?
I mean, my first full viewing, because the first time I turned it off.
Oh, you never finished it the first time?
No,
oh,
like
wow.
10 minutes. God, are you kidding me? I couldn't get through it the first time.
Oh,
I hated it so much. I hate it slightly second to Hamlet 2. I think I hated this more than White Chicks.
wow.
Monkey Bone looks like a goddamn Oscar winner compared to some of the movies you picked. All right.
Monkey Bone
Movies
should have
we
been
hate.
nominated for some kind of Oscar.
Oh my God, I hate this movie so much. I hate Adam Sandler. His comedy. I hate his comedy. It's never been funny to me. It's not my style, which is why that was the perfect pick for this week's episode.
Totally.
Explain to me why he has such a stupid voice.
It's just the character. There was never any like reason why.
Exactly.
There was.
That's what pisses me off about this movie.
Oh, okay.
So
No.
so
You know
much.
what?
He is
No, okay.
not
All right.
mentally
No,
disabled.
I know why.
No. He's not mentally disabled. It's very clear because he speaks in coherent, wide range of vocabularies and coherent sentences to his mother.
Yeah.
He is smart. And then other times he's really stupid and other times he stutters. But if it's supposed to be some sort of autism, then it's just straight up offensive. But it's not consistent at all. So there's no reason for that stupid voice other than a plot device to be made fun of, which is a terrible reason to write this character. And it
Well, I think that was the reason. He blended his two characters from SNL, Cajun Man and Canteen Boy. And Canteen Boy was more Bobby Boucher than Cajun Man was, but they were a blend of both, and that's where he got the voice situation for Bobby
so
Boucher.
awful.
Yeah.
So terrible.
I remember seeing the trailer and being like, what
pissed
the
me
fuck?
off.
Like with the
Yeah.
voice, like, and I remember everybody
No
was like,
reason.
what? And then of course the whole thing after was like, high quality H2O. Like that was the whole thing. So anyway,
so
go on.
annoying.
Every time I send you a voice message now, I'm gonna be talking like this.
I'm going to block your number.
Then I'll just send them from my wife's phone.
I was going to say, you can get a hold of me via your wife. That's how we'll schedule recording.
your podcast co-host. I'm ready to record tonight. Yes.
You sound like Eric Carmen. That's the voice.
Yeah, that actually is kind of a Carmen voice.
Kathy,
All right, anyway, go on.
Kathy Bates,
keep,
love her even if she's in a
burning
terrible
your hate.
movie. Yeah, I mean, even if she's in a
Yeah.
terrible movie, I love Kathy Bates. If this was in another genre, this would be a Norman Bates story, which is kind of perfect because it's Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
a
sure.
creepy mom who's it's just like he's never had a girlfriend. I was like, oh God, this could go terribly if this wasn't a comedy.
Right.
As someone who's played on a lot of sports teams who wasn't popular in school, who also played with other people who weren't popular in school, being on the same team is the great neutralizer. You will always be nice and respect each other if you're teammates. So all of these players being giant assholes to this guy does not translate to real life at all. So again, this is just a stupid plot device to try to be funny, and it wasn't. And so
See, when I was in high school, I knew like two different football players. One of them was one of the kickers, and then another guy, I think he was like a defensive end or something like that. And I would hear that there were guys on there that were very much like, well, I'm the shit, and they were kind of assholes to some of the other like lower tier players, like special teams and whatnot, which are the kickers and whatnot.
The whole entire football team wasn't like that. A lot of times,
no,
you
that's
get
true. That's true.
protected. There are other players who would call him out on it. So yeah, just this whole plot device of everybody being a bully is just not realistic either. And again, this is all just so fake to try to be funny, and it's not funny at all.
Well, they succeeded in a lot of the comedy. I thought it was pretty
And, I didn't laugh once in this entire movie.
Are you kidding? Not even one time?
No.
Oh, come on. Not even when Colonel Sanders shows up?
No. Oh, God, that was so dumb. The only thing about... Okay, there are two things about this movie that I learned.
Adam Sandler's funny.
Peter Dante was hot when he was young. I love him in Grandma's Boys so much.
Yeah.
Dude, why
Putting
are you
up
naked?
my Christmas tree.
Oh my God, I am naked.
Get the fuck out of here. It's July.
I looked up, and there's the fucking king of the jungle.
Then I got inside and called the 5-0. We could just quote Grandma's Boy the next hour if you want. I'm totally down with that.
I think we both would be happier.
I met the doctor at a cockfight in Pomona. He's hooking me up with the lion that comes tomorrow.
Oh, God. Okay, so Peter Dante's great, and he was hot when he was younger. And the other thing
Yeah.
I learned is where all these gifts came from. The one where, should I kill them, when she's holding that sign up in the window. Never
that's
knew.
a GIF? Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's a really famous one. As well as
sweet.
Rob Schneider's stupid,
You can do it.
offensive character.
You can do it.
A couple of
so
things
dumb.
that he writes, a couple of things that he says have been turned into GIFs with that character. So at least I learned where those
interesting.
GIFs came from. But yeah, this movie is so terrible, and it's so offensive. And it's just, again, and I've talked about this before with comedies that you and I disagree on, it's just such lazy writing.
You think?
So I hated it.
All right. Well, that's all right. I didn't think you were going to like it at all. I thought maybe you would laugh once or twice, at least when Henry Winkler shows up. And
No.
then we find out, like, what happens to him and Red Boyu early on. And, like, he calls his grandma, but he's not really talking to his grandma. I
There
thought
might
that
have
was
been
pretty
something
funny.
that Kathy Bates said that I chuckled at once, but no, I can't recall.
Oh, I wonder if it was the, well, snake don't have pots, but...
Oh, that was
would
just
say
gross. The
it was
food
his
they were
knee.
eating. Seriously, this movie offends like 6 different categories of the population. It's awful.
It offends most of the downtrodden bayou types of
this is terrible.
Louisiana populace. Yeah. For the Farmer Fran character, I always remember being like, "What the hell is that?" And then I'm like, "Oh, okay. So the bayou down, the Cajun people of Louisiana." But you still like Ray the Firefly in Tiana and
Oh,
Princess and the Bride,
he's
right?
so
He's
cute.
from the bayou. And he's like, my name is Ray. And like Jim Cummings was, he spent some time on a fishboat down in the bayou and worked with a bunch of Cajun men. And that's how he was able to really channel Ray to be a super like Cajun type of an accent. And Farmer Fran's just up there like, I even watching it this time around, Henry Winkler really made me laugh when he's like talking to the football on. He's like, I need your cooperation. I need it now. And I thought that was fun. And Bobby Boucher's talking to like his new friend, the kicker, and he's like, is he going to be all right? He goes, he's got his good days and his bad. He had some kind of mental breakdown back in the day. And then we find out what happens and how he had the mental breakdown, and I thought that was kind of funny too. But in a way, offensive humor still makes me laugh because I don't get offended by it, and that I don't know if that makes me. I don't know what that makes me. I think it just makes me laugh, and I like comedy, even as stupid as it is. Like, granted, we did White Chicks. That movie's not a good movie. I know that. But it's hilarious to me because both Marlon and Sean Wayans really, really get into the white chick situation, and it's
the only
fucking hilarious.
Good thing about that movie is Terry Crews.
And Terry Crews is damn good in that movie also.
But that's the thing,
and
is
so
that
is Busy
it's
Phillips
not that
and,
I'm
and
offended
Jennifer
by this
Carpenter.
movie at all. I'm not
Oh,
offended.
it sounds like you are. It certainly does.
No, I think that it's lazy, and that's the thing is that
Okay, I got you.
it's really easy to punch down. And so when you want to be
Oh,
offensive,
it totally is, yeah.
It's just lazy, right? And that's why I hate it.
I guess it could be a lazy way of portraying comedy to really make certain characters and certain lines of dialogue just really stupid. But see, this is interesting, an interesting conversation to have, because when it's that stupid, like White Chicks, like The Waterboy, like Little Nicky, like That's My Boy, and I'm listing mostly Adam Sandler movies because that's really the kind of comedy that he has been known for.
Yeah, it made $500
And then you
million
think-
being stupid.
Yeah, but well, he had like some crazy thing with Netflix where he like every movie he was going to make for them for over the course of a few years, he was going to get like 20 mil each. I don't think I actually watched any of them, truthfully, because I was like, they're Netflix. I don't really care, yada, yada. But there was one where he was an agent that I wanted to watch. Now, anyway, Grown Ups, my buddies and I went and saw that movie. And that was like our favorite movie because we could actually relate to every character. Like we casted ourselves as some of those characters. And that helped maybe make the movie better. So every time I watch it, I'm like, that's totally Alex. That's totally Kingsley. That's totally me. Now, The Waterboy, there's no real characters like that I can relate to. I just laugh at it because it's fucking stupid. I know, it's stupid. Believe me, I know when I'm watching these movies that these movies are dumb as fuck. But it still makes me laugh. And I like to shut my brain off and watch stupid humor. Now, talking about the dumbing down, how I've talked about certain movies in the past 2-3 years on this podcast that I've seen in theaters, and how the writing is so stupid that they're like, the audience is fucking dumb. Let's just make it a stupid script. That translates better to me in comedy than it does in the horror genre.
Absolutely.
I don't know where I was necessarily going with that, but
no,
it
that
sounds
is
like
interesting, though, that you've recognized that there is a distinction.
Yeah. So I feel like in comedy, being stupid is where the laugh is going to come from, and in horror, it's just like, the audience is stupid, fuck them.
Right.
And I don't feel like that's how comedies are written. And I feel like that's how certain horror movies over the last several years have been written. It's like, they're stupid, so we can just make it a stupid movie. But anyway, like I said, this could be the last one of the movies we hate, because I don't know where else we can go from here. This could be the crowning achievement of movies we hate. Because,
I mean, there are several dramatic and adventure movies and sci-fi movies that I absolutely despise that are on the list.
That's true. Is that right? Oh.
I mean, we've talked about Prometheus. We've talked about Temple of Doom.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know how you don't like Temple of Doom. It's so badass.
It's terrible. Do you know what's hilarious, though? I happened to be watching a movie channel the other day on the TV when I was on the couch. The Last Crusade was about halfway through, and I'm like, absolutely watching the rest of this. And I'm watching it thinking, God, why didn't I save it for one of our anniversary episodes? Because it absolutely is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we've already done it.
We've already done it. I did it very early on in this podcast. But then Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came on. I was like, oh, dear God. So I changed the channel. And then I went back to that channel for some reason later on. There was 20 minutes left of Crystal Skull. And I'm just thinking, how could you ever go from Last Crusade to this? And I was just embarrassed for everyone involved. It was so atrocious.
Yeah.
I mean, Crystal Skull is worse than Temple of Doom, so...
Well,
that's not
the Temple of Doom
much.
is still badass.
No, Temple of Doom is
awesome.
terrible. I hate it.
No.
The irony is that I don't hate the movie, but it is on our movies we hate list. Forrest Gump. I don't like that movie.
Yeah, well,
I don't think it's a movie I hate, but it's funny because The Waterboy could be taken as a satire. It's not a satire at all. It's just stupid. Forrest
I totally
Gump.
was thinking the same thing when I was watching it, and he was doing a lot of the running. I'm like, oh man, I wonder if they were like, Forrest Gump is so good. Let's do a really stupid Forrest Gump.
And I figured, I think that's what happened.
I totally agree. I fully agree with that. Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, you hate the Count of
sense.
Monte Cristo, so we've got that and Prometheus we could do next.
I got into a heated Instagram comment debate with 3 people about 4 or 5 weeks ago about the Count of Monte Cristo. Oh, they blocked me, and now I can't get to those comments anymore. But I wish they didn't, because I should have screenshotted them and sent them to you, or saved them for when we do that piece of shit.
See,
anyway,
we still have movies we can talk about that we hate.
Yeah. Apparently we do.
We should just move on from comedies. Maybe that's what we need to do.
That's actually that. Yeah, well, I know there's a couple on there that are not comedy, but I don't know. Sometimes the comedy ones are kind of fun. But
I'm still interested to hear about the behind the scenes, so let me have it.
Are you?
I always am, of course. I'm always interested in movie trivia, even if it is a movie I think is stupid as hell.
All right. Well, Kathy Bates originally did not want to do this movie. She turned it down, but her niece ended up convincing her to do it because her niece is a big Adam Sandler fan. And Kathy Bates said that she actually had a really good time on the movie. Her and Henry Winkler and Adam Sandler had a blast in the scenes that they shot together. I can only imagine how much fun it was to have Kathy Bates in a comedy. I think she did a few more comedies after this, but before that, I don't know how many she actually had done.
I mean,
because she was obviously in Misery, which we've done, and then she did Dolores
exceptional
Claiborne.
In Primary Colors. I think that came out in either 96 or 98.
That's right. Yeah, that's on your future.
No, it's not. It's just a great political comedy.
Oh, all right. Well, I've never seen it, so if you do want to put it on, it might as well. This film did become the highest-grossing sports comedy of all time until another movie came out,
that just
which
makes me
actually
sad.
I'm a very big fan of as well. And this one is actually a remake, and Burt Reynolds does show up in the remake of this, The Longest Yard from 2005 with Adam Sandler and Chris Rock and everybody else. Cloris Leachman's also in The Longest Yard. If you haven't seen The Longest Yard, that movie is pretty fucking hilarious. Courtney Cox is in it as well. And it's not really a lot of dumbed down humor. It's really more... Well, no, I guess it is kind of dumbed down humor. Tracy Morgan's in it, and a couple other people that kind kind of elevate the movie. I watched that one, I think, last summer, and I hadn't watched it in a while, but I saw that one in theaters a few times as well.
Come on.
Including,
they have Rookie of the Year, The Replacements. There's so many better sports comedies that could have made more money. It just makes me... Bad News Bears! Jesus, the original's incredible.
Never saw the Bad News Bears.
The original's good.
But yeah, this Waterboy was the highest grossing sports
there's
comedy.
So many better...
Yeah, Dodgeball is a much better sports comedy.
Thank you.
I will agree that
admit
Dodgeball is a much... Yeah. Yeah, well, that one, there's a lot of dumb humor in that movie, too. I guess it's the way that it's portrayed, maybe.
There's a lot of physical humor in that movie that is stupid but hilarious because it's physical humor. There's a big difference between stupid humor and physical humor.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. Physical humor, I tend to also really appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
There was a reason why this movie did make a lot of money so early on. When this movie came out in November of 1998, there was a rumor that there was going to be a trailer for a new movie coming out that a lot of people were really excited about for 1999. And then the trailer came out, and it was before this movie, so a lot of people bought tickets to see The Waterboy just to see the trailer, and then they ended up bouncing after seeing the trailer.
Back in the day,
Can
before
you guess
YouTube.
what the movie... 1999. It's a fucking terrible movie.
Oh, okay. Well, the only thing I could think of is Independence Day, but that's not the right year.
It's not the right year, no.
Terrible movie. Can you give me a hint? Is it a disaster movie?
It's not a disaster movie.
Ooh.
It is a...
Phantom Menace?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a terrible... You know what? That is a terrible movie. We could just do movies we both hate.
Yeah. That could be one to just destroy.
And at least we could make an alliance in the episode.
Yeah, that could be fun. Chris Farley was originally going to be in this movie with Adam Sandler, but a month before this movie started shooting, unfortunately, Chris Farley did pass away. Adam Sandler wanted to take a couple of months of time to grieve the loss of his very good friend from Saturday Night Live, but the director convinced him that there's going to be a lot of long breaks for him in shooting this movie because he's not going to be in every scene, which was an interesting thing to say. But ultimately, while shooting this movie, Adam Sandler found it very therapeutic and was able to grieve the loss of his friend while making a movie like this. And this was the first of many after 1998, but one of Adam Sandler's first movie to hit $100 million in the box office.
Jesus.
His father is played by the director of this movie, so we do have a cameo by the director of this movie.
Oh, I get it. The character of his father is played by the director in a cameo. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, did I word that weird?
No, you didn't. It just took me a second.
Oh, okay. And as we all know, if you have seen the movie, it was shot on location in Louisiana, so that's pretty cool. I can only imagine how fucking hot and humid it was. It did look like everybody was pretty hot on set anyway. I've been to Louisiana one time, and I really don't mind humidity. I don't mind the humidity in Florida. I don't mind the humidity in Cancun. My wife is not a very big fan of humidity, but where we're currently living, it's monsoon season, and I got to tell you right now, I'm not a fan of that humidity.
No, I'm not at all.
This movie came out on November 6th of 1998. Like I said, I saw it opening weekend with some friends of mine at the Mann Theater in Santa Clarita, California. That movie theater was where I saw Monkey Bone for the first time, and where I saw Narc for the first time, and where I saw The Sixth Sense for the first time, and so many other movies. And then they turned it into a fucking church. And what a waste of space that ended
But also
up being.
that makes sense for Santa Clarita.
Oh, it absolutely does, yeah. The opening weekend box office gross was $39.4 million on a $23 million budget. The domestic box office, V, what do you think?
I mean, you said it was a $100 million movie.
I did. So you have the $100 million hint.
It's more than that?
Oh, yeah. Highest grossing sports comedy.
$180 million.
Close. $161.4 million domestically. Gross worldwide, $185.9 million.
Hey, there we go. I was close.
You was close. So that's The Waterboy. I still enjoy the movie. Still makes me laugh. It is not going to be for everybody, but it is currently streaming on Hulu. I watched my VHS copy because I could not find my DVD copy, so it was fun to go back to the VHS days and watch all the commercials beforehand and then watch the making of documentary that was at the end, which was only 3 minutes, and everybody being like, it was a lot of fun making this movie. So that is The Waterboy.
I am contractually obligated to say it was a lot of fun making this movie.
I don't think that's what it was. I think everybody had a good time.
No, but
I've
you know
heard
how
a
in
lot of
Hollywood
things
you
about
always
Adam
have to
Sand-
say
Oh,
that
no, totally. Yeah, absolutely.
No matter how terrible it was.
But what I have heard from people that have worked with Adam Sandler is that majority of the time working with him is a lot of fun. He's a very nice guy.
No, I've heard
And-
nothing but wonderful things about the man. I just do not like his comedy. And there is a wild conspiracy theory about Katie Holmes being in one of his movies when she's trying to divorce Tom Cruise. If you guys are ever interested in Tom Cruise, Scientology, the lore behind his ex-wives, dive into that on the line. It is really, really crazy.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. I'm going to have to do that.
It was pretty fun to dive into that rabbit hole a couple years ago.
Nice. All right. Well, again, that is my pick. Now it's time to get over to V's pick. Hooray. You ready, V, to shake and bake, I guess?
I can't believe you actually brought yourself to say a line in this movie. I'm so proud.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you
sure
this.
that hurt.
I don't hate this movie as much as I fucking hate Step Brothers. So there's that.
You know what's funny is I think this movie is way funnier than Step Brothers.
Agree to disagree.
Okay, but I
guess
will
it's
admit...
a little more tolerable,
Yes.
but not really.
Well, I will admit, because you've always said this about this specific actor, that he's always screaming.
Yeah.
And I watched this movie and I was like, God damn it, John's right. He really is yelling a lot of the time.
All the damn time.
So there is one aspect of it that I do agree with you.
All right.
All right, let's get into it. I'm talking about a movie from 2006. Classic. This is a long titled movie, which is something we like to do. Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly star and a whole bunch of other people. This is a pretty stacked cast, actually, for this comedy.
It is, yeah.
It is a sports comedy, like you said. This is Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
When the crowd goes silent.
Talladega Nights opens with Jane Lynch. Oh, love her so much. And Gary Cole.
Me too.
Who are
I
both
liked that. That was good.
Wonderful character actors. Jane Lynch, you will recognize from Best in Show, one of John's picks from a couple months ago. She's the lesbian dog trainer in that one.
Yeah.
She also appears as the manager in The 40-Year-Old Virgin, and she was the PE coach in the run of Glee. And Gary Cole, he is Cotton, the commentator in Dodgeball.
Yeah.
One of my previous picks. He also is the bad guy Ted in your previous pick of Pineapple Express.
Yes, he is.
But most famously, he is the manager in Office Space. He is Lumberg.
If you could come in tomorrow,
that would be great. So Gary Cole and Jane Lynch decide to hook up, and Gary Cole is actually an amateur car racer, and Jane Lynch gets pregnant. 9 months later, they pop out a kid named Ricky Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gary Cole promptly leaves the family, abandons them, and Ricky Bobby is left to be raised by a single mother and grows up not knowing much about his father except that he's a cool amateur racer and really looks up to the guy even though the guy sucks and abandoned him.
Yeah.
And one of the last things that he ever remembers as a kid is his father saying, "If you ain't first, you're last." And that is a motto that Ricky Bobby decides to live by. And as he grows up, he loves car racing and stock car racing especially. And he grows up to be a member of a pit crew of a NASCAR racing team, along with his best friend Cal Naughton Jr., played by John C. Reilly, and then of course they paired up a couple more times together and a couple other things. Some movies being good, some movies being absolutely terrible. But John C. Reilly is a force in Chicago.
Oh,
one
God,
of the best supporting actor performances of
100%
musical ever. His
so good.
Mr. Cellophane still gives me chills.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's also the main character voice in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, he is.
Jane Lynch is the badass military woman in Wreck-It Ralph. And Jack McBrayer, who's also in this movie, is also a voice in Wreck-It Ralph because he's...
That's right, yeah.
Fix-It Felix. So they're all together in a later animated movie, which is awesome. And John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell also appeared together in Step Brothers, a movie that John hates that I will never pick because I think it's funny, but not that funny. I think this movie is much funnier. And so now Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton Jr. are together on this pit crew, but unfortunately their team doesn't do well and their driver mid-race decides to quit. And so the team manager, played by Michael Clark Duncan, love that man. Oh, I'm so sad he died so young.
Yeah, that was really sad.
He plays Bear in Armageddon.
Yeah!
But I love him so much. It's my favorite role of his as the enforcer in The Whole Nine Yards.
Oh, hell yeah. So good.
He is also one of the main characters in The Green Mile.
Mm-hmm. He's
movie
also a badass in Sin City with the gold eye.
Yes, I love him in Sin City. And he is also Kingpin in the Daredevil movie from 2003 starring Ben Affleck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was going to say Colin Farrell, but he was the other guy. He was one of the other villains.
Colin Farrell is
Colin Farrell?
Bullseye. Yep. And
That's right, Bullseye,
Jennifer
yeah.
Gardner is Elektra.
Never saw that one.
Oh, I saw it a bunch of times in 2003. I thought it was so cool at the time because it was a comic book movie. It's super cringe now. It's a terrible movie, but Michael Clark Duncan, the team manager, asks anyone if they can just get in the car so their sponsors can pay them because they just need to make an appearance at the race. Will Ferrell, playing Ricky Bobby, thinks that this is his dream come true, immediately raises his hand, jumps in the car, and makes a very, very good showing of it. So they decide to put him in the car, and he becomes a world-famous racing champion for NASCAR. Fast forward about 10 years, he's married to this woman played by Leslie Bibb, who's great. Mm-hmm. She is Jeremy Renner's wife in Tag. She's also a DA in Law and Abiding Citizen. She's a journalist in the Iron Man movies. You've seen her around. Very gorgeous.
Yes, I have. Ran into her at the ArcLight one afternoon, too.
Awesome. Was she as tall as I think she is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
She always reminded me of the woman in Species. Similar
look.
look.
Totally. Yeah.
Right?
I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't know about similar look, but for whatever reason, now that you say that, like I think of Natasha Henstridge, and I'm like, yeah, they kind of do have a similar face.
They would go for the same roles. Like they would audition.
Oh,
for
sure.
The same roles,
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
definitely. With the body that they had, and definitely. I always liked Leslie Bibb, and the few times that she showed up on the League for FX, she was Mark Duplass's wife on that show for a little bit.
And now Ricky Bobby is famous, rich, a champion. He's winning all the time. Cal Naughton has been brought on as the second driver of the team. He's always getting second. And Leslie Bibb and Will Ferrell now have 2 kids together named Walker and Texas Ranger, also known as TR. And they are awful little hellions. Worst kids ever.
Yeah, they are.
And everything seems to be going well, but unfortunately, a French driver from F1 has decided to come over and race in NASCAR and challenge Ricky Bobby. He's played by Sacha Baron Cohen, Borat.
Mm-hmm. And Bruno!
I never saw Bruno.
Oh, I worked on the trailers for Bruno, and I have never in my life seen so much penis.
Even when you worked in porn? Wow, that's shocking.
Even when I was in the softcore porn world. Yeah.
And unfortunately, his appearance on the scene leads to a pretty massive wreck for Ricky Bobby that is now shaken to the core. He's stopped racing, and the rest of the movie is about him trying to get back to where he was. He loses everything, his friend, his wife, and his racing team, and so we're really watching him trying to rebuild his life from there. And it is a sports satire, and this is actually why I love the movie so much.
Is that what you call it?
Well, and this is why I think it's so funny, and I think this is why you don't like it or don't think it's funny. A, you don't like Will Ferrell or his humor, which I get, but also the scene with his reaction to winning and driving and his first interview ever is so classic, and for someone who's been in the racing world, all of this is super duper accurate. And so Sacha Baron Cohen's character as a Formula One driver is such a satirical take of Formula One in general, and the European drivers and how they look at NASCAR. And then NASCAR itself is totally made fun of in this movie as well. And so, which means people who are familiar with racing and racing scenes or NASCAR or F1 will totally understand this movie and think it's hilarious because it is making fun of all that. Since you're not a fan, I could see how a lot of these jokes would fall completely flat for you.
I guess that is one way to look at it. The other reason is also that Will Ferrell just does not do it for me in the comedy world. Now,
and
granted,
I totally understand that too.
Yeah, and we'll talk about this later, but I like Will Ferrell. I don't like him in comedy. Unless it's Old School and Elf. And there's like a few others out there that I'm like, oh yeah, Will Ferrell. And my thing is, well, I guess we'll talk about it.
No, keep going.
Okay, he's in Wedding Crashers. That role of his in Wedding Crashers made me hate him so much more than I already did.
Yeah, I could see that.
He has the Jason Sudeikis and the Keegan-Michael Key mindset of, I am fucking funny, laugh at what I say every fucking time. And that's not true.
Yeah, that role
That's
of
what I
his
think of Will
in
Ferrell.
Wedding Crashers definitely came across as supremely arrogant,
massively
and one
overacting.
of those frat guys who just is just such a jerk, right? And he just came across that way. But that was the character.
I understand that.
I don't
that's
see
the
him like
character.
that
However,
normally.
No. And I worked at Funny or Die for a year and a half, and I never met him, and I never met Adam McKay, but the folks that had, similar to Adam Sandler, said that he's a fucking cool dude. And I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's awesome. I wanted to watch Hawk on Netflix, but you know when you leave, like you're like scrolling through and you leave it on too long and it shows you a clip of what the show might be?
Yeah.
I'm never going to watch Hawk.
No. It just came out,
I saw a clip. Yeah, it did, with him and Luke Wilson, and I was like, this is not anything I'm going to be even remotely interested in seeing.
I find all of his movies that he is either in an ensemble cast or just supporting much, much better than the ones he leads.
Totally.
Like Blades of Glory, I didn't think was that funny, but...
See, I liked Blades of
Because
Glory.
it's stupid.
Exactly. It's so stupid. And John Heder helps that movie be even more dumb. But that movie made me laugh a lot more than I thought it would.
Classic. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh, what's the one? Sorry, the one that he just did with Rachel McAdams at Eurovision. That movie was fucking funny.
Oh my God. Well, and that's the thing is that this is the 4th movie of his we've picked, which is shocking to me.
And I picked one of them.
Yeah, but it's actually kind of shocking to me because you're a fan of the ones that I've picked already. The Spirited with Ryan Reynolds, you liked. That was a great retelling of Christmas Carol. The Other Guys is hysterical.
Love the other guys. Love
Right?
the other guys. Yeah.
You
And it's
picked-
mostly him and Mark Wahlberg off of each other.
Yeah, which was
That's so great.
hilarious. You picked, your mom picked Stranger Than Fiction, which was an incredible film. I'm so glad she introduced me to that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Daddy's Home, but again, he's with Mark Wahlberg and a couple other people that are pretty funny.
Yeah.
I
couldn't get into that one.
loved him in the Lego movie as the bad guy and
He was
then
in
the dad.
Lego movie?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I don't remember
Oh,
that. I've
so,
only seen
so
the
good.
first Lego. I've seen both of them once.
Yeah.
And I have them both. I just never watched them again. I remember liking them both.
Lego Batman is a great movie.
Lego Batman is great. Yeah, Will Arnett as Batman's amazing. But there's another Will Ferrell movie that was just on the tip of my tongue that I did like. I don't know. I'll think of it
Not
later.
Anchorman then, because you hate that movie.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely not. No, that movie is so annoying. Everybody in that movie sucks. I hate everybody in that movie. And I love Paul Rudd. And I love David Koechner, but they piss me off so much in that movie. Same with Steve Carell. I hated him in that movie so much. I don't know what we're yelling about. I love lamp. You want to go to the pants party? Shut the fuck up.
Do you know what's hilarious? Is that my sister Amber and I tried to watch Anchorman when it came out, like in 2000 and whatever when it came out, and we thought we heard it was hilarious, and everybody thought it was just so hysterical, and we're watching it, and we're about 30 minutes in the movie, and we hadn't laughed yet, and we turned to each other and we're like, "Should we turn this off?" And she goes, "Oh, thank God, yeah." And so we did. And about a year and a half later, we both watched it again, and we thought it was funny. And it's just
interesting.
It's really wild that the first time we watched it, we're like, this is terrible. Like, this is so unfunny.
I saw it in theaters, like opening weekend. My buddies and I were like, yeah, Anchorman, let's go. Because it was right around when Old School came out. And I was just like, what the hell is this? Like, And I do like Will Ferrell as a voice actor because he did Strays, where he's the voice of the dog with Jamie Foxx. That movie is hysterical. But then most of his like dramatic stuff, other than Stranger Than Fiction, like there's a movie called Everything Must Go. Really good movie.
Okay,
I really like that one. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of Adam Sandler's dramatic stuff.
Zoolander is Mugatu. Like, come on now.
Oh my God! See, again,
hilarious.
Though, ensemble cast, he's not leading.
Yeah,
he's stronger than.
But he's great as Mugatu. Like stuff like it's so weird because like I like characters like that, and then I see Ricky Bobby, I'm like, shut the fuck up! Like I can't stand it. It's so strange to me. I guess I have to be in a mindset. Oh, did you ever see Casa de Mi Padre, where it's all Spanish? That movie's actually good. No. It's a good movie. And I loved him as Ashley Schaefer in Eastbound and Down as the car dealership owner. He was hilarious in that. So like I said, it's such a weird dynamic from like, okay, this is two of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, and I know I say that a lot. Semi-Pro and Get Hard, both Will Ferrell starring movies, absolute trash. Like just horrible.
I don't think Kevin Hart is funny, so I agree. I watched Get Hard.
Kevin Hart
and I was
is
like,
not funny in the
It was
slightest.
kind of funny, but I gave that movie like a C+. Like I would never watch it again.
Yeah, of course. How can we forget? And I literally just watched this not even less than 3 weeks ago because I was like, I haven't seen it in a long time. Night at the fucking Roxbury. hilarious. Still hilarious
Oh,
movie.
see, I don't think that movie's... I never even thought the SNL skits were funny.
I think Chris Kattan helped with those maybe for me.
Oh, I never thought
But
Chris
he's
Kattan
al-
was funny, ever.
Oh, see, I like Chris Kattan.
But that's the thing, and then this is why I love having these episodes, because our style of comedy is so different, and I think it's
Yeah, it
good for
is.
our audience, because then they can decide who they like better, and some people have different tastes, and they'll like yours better for some inexplicable reason. So
And
back to
likewise.
Talladega Nights. One of the things I loved about the beginning of this movie, though, is that it opens up with him when he starts to race, this awesome Audio Slave song that I love so much.
Oh, yeah.
And it just reminded me that I had the privilege of watching Audio Slave live once. And I'm
nice.
so grateful for that. And Seether opened for them. It's one of the greatest concerts.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Wow.
It was really good to see Amy Adams in this movie, though. She's very young. She has a bit part. She's adorable. Molly Shannon was great in this movie. Greg Duran
Molly
was
Shannon
really
was
good.
pretty good. She was good.
There are some good
The-
supporting
this-
actors in it.
A scene where she's like, and I feel the rush through my heart, or whatever she's doing, like
The
when they're up in
vibrations!
that reminded me of her character in Night at the Roxbury, oddly enough. Yeah, Molly, I will say 9 times out of 10, Molly Shannon will deliver regardless of how long she's on screen for.
Well, and she plays this perfect drunk spouse of a team owner,
Yeah.
right? Again, this is a satire, and
Yeah, that's right.
there are bloopers in the credits, which I thought were hilarious.
The bloopers were great.
Yeah.
They're just not part of the movie.
I disagree, but okay. And
Well,
but this is an Adam McKay movie, and I know you're not a huge
Yeah.
fan of him. Will Ferrell and Adam met on the set of SNL because he was an SNL writer for years. They then created Funny or Die, the classic Pearl skit that you hate. I think that's his kid, right?
Pearl. Oh, the landlord
skit.
thing.
Yeah.
I think that was the very first one.
Yeah, that was. And
I didn't like it, no,
No.
but you better believe I cashed those checks.
Well, yeah. And Adam McKay wrote and directed Anchorman, Step Brothers, The Other Guys. He actually wrote Ant-Man, which I always forget.
Whoa, did he really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Wrote and directed The Big Short, which is an exceptional film.
Great movie.
We should put that on the list at some point.
Yeah, if you want to take it, you can. I've only seen it once, but I remember being like, holy fuck, that is good. That
It's
was a
really good.
movie. Yeah.
Also, incredible casting.
Oh, hell yeah.
He wrote and directed Vice and Don't Look Up.
You know,
which
Vice...
I hate Don't Look Up with a fiery
Don't Look
passion.
Up is really not good, but Vice was something else. That was something else.
I mean,
Did you see it?
Did I?
You would remember.
Okay,
because
because it's Christian Bale and Amy Adams, right?
Yeah,
and he plays
Yep,
Dick Cheney.
Yep. He plays Dick
I
Cheney.
don't think I did.
Yeah,
but
I
mean,
don't know.
Christian
I don't
Bale's
think
in The Big
it's
Short
meant
too.
to be. Yes, he is, but I don't think Vice is meant to be satirical. I think it's meant to be like.
Oh
this
no,
is
it's a
the
drama, just like The
information-
Big Short.
Yeah, this is the info I got, and this is what I went with. Like how I. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vice was. Whoa, that was a movie.
I mean, maybe Adam McKay is similar to these lead actors that we're talking about this episode. His dramatic stuff is something you like even more.
No, not Don't Look Up, of course. Well, that's satirical shit anyway. But
that's
yeah,
probably-
Vice was great. What was the other one that you just said that he wrote?
The Big Short, Ant-Man, The Other Guys.
Big Short. Yeah, all of those.
great.
I actually did really like the first Ant-Man a lot.
Me
I
too.
thought that was very, very
Sequel
entertaining.
sucked, but the first
I
one was
never
great.
saw the Ant-Man and Wasp one. I didn't care.
Oh, it was
I
completely forgeable. I saw it in
think I was
theaters.
during
saw it
Marvel
once. It was
fatigue
terrible.
already. But
No, I mean, I was really excited about it, especially because they brought Michelle Pfeiffer in, who I'm a big fan of. And man, that movie was just so forgettable.
the Ant-Man Wasp one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and then Quantumanium was
Didn't even bother
the
with
next
it.
one, which was a
Yeah.
But anyway, Vice is. I recommend if nobody has seen Vice, and regardless of how you sit politically, check out Vice. And
Yeah.
not just for Christian Bale's performance, but just for the information that we're given in that movie.
Yeah?
Very, very, very fascinating.
Okay. Well, and it's Amy Adams with Christian Bale. I mean, it's gotta be amazing.
Yeah,
Two
and he does
incredible
a couple things like he does in Big Short. He's like, well, what if it were like this? And that kind of took me out of it a minute, but he didn't do it too much in Vice like he did in the Big Short.
Oh, okay. So I know we've been talking a little bit about Talladega Nights, and you've kind of given your recap of how much
Yeah,
you
we kind of
hate it.
went off a little bit.
No, this is great. I only have a couple of pieces of trivia similar to you, so that's okay. But is there
All
anything else about the movie that you'd like to bemoan?
Well, how you were talking about Adam Sandler and his voice, I can only imagine that Sacha Baron Cohen was trying to be an elevated dumbass Frenchman, because
Yes.
I didn't like the whole like "yucky booby." Like I thought that was dumb, and a couple of times he kind of made me chuckle. I laughed more before Will Ferrell showed up in the movie. Like in the intro of the movie, like how we meet him as a child. Yeah, the first 3 minutes I was sitting there. I watched it on my wife's
Career
laptop.
Day was really funny.
Career Day was good. Yeah, that was funny. Again, before Will Ferrell shows up. And then there were a couple of moments with John C. Reilly, like when... so stupid. When Ricky is in the wheelchair and he's playing basketball, and the doctor's like, well, we believe this is all psychosomatic. And John C. Reilly's like, now, when you say psychosomatic, you mean he can start fires with his brain? It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, are you... Like, that's what... That's kind of like, are you... Come on.
They're supposed to be dumb. Yeah.
I know, but how...
It's so funny because
but, okay, no, hold on.
Dumb Southerners in your movie, and you think that's funny.
Absolutely, but this goes back to this. We were just having this conversation last night, and I texted you as frenetically as I could about that dumb fuck Wade in the Maternal Instinct. I got these hogs.
Oh, God.
That guy is so mindless.
I called him.
And it's like, these people do, and you said, these people vote. And I'm like, yes, they do. These people vote.
Room temperature IQ.
And that's how I felt about it. Yeah. Well, see, room temperature is higher IQ than I would even give the guy credit for.
Oh,
but either
he
way,
pissed me off so much in Maternal Instinct.
Yeah,
I'm
he
like,
was such a dumbass.
He's so dense.
So stupid. And I've said this I've had so many chats with other women that when I posted about Maternal Instinct on my Instagram, they're like, oh my God, get it in. I'm like, yeah, but what about Wade? Was this girl the only girl that ever gave him fucking attention in his entire goddamn life? Like, this has to be the only time he's ever had a girl get on his knees for him. Like, the only time.
Oh my God.
And they were like, no, I think that's exactly what it was. Like, the guy was so stupid and so just like what he was under a spell. Like, just, and believe me, the documentary that girl's about, there are moments where there are pictures, like, we could go off on Maternal Instinct, we're not going to do that. But I'm just saying, like, there are stupid people out there. And of course, yes, I like stupid humor, but it just, I don't know. I think maybe because I've seen John C. Reilly in better movies, and I'm just like, how are you enjoying, how are you, how? But then, I think John C. Reilly is
he's in a bunch of Will Ferrell movies, so
he's in a shit ton of Will Ferrell movies. Oh, they're very good friends. But he's also in he does this show called Dr. Steve Brule on Adult Swim, and he played this character Dr. Steve Brule on Tim and Eric Awesome's show Great Job, and the character was so dumb and it was so stupid, but it was hilarious. So I don't know, it was just a weird dynamic to watch and be like, now when you say psychosomatic, it's like, come on. But overall, yeah, I didn't like Talladega Nights' Ballad of Ricky Bobby very much at all. This was the first time I've ever seen it all the way through. I turned it off the first time when Sacha Baron Cohen showed up.
Okay.
And watching it this time, the scene where he and Amy Adams are at the sports bar and they're like, look away, it's about to get crazy. It's like, that reminded me of that scene that I absolutely hate in The Other Guys, where Eva Mendes' mom keeps coming. It's like, she wants to do this to you. It's like, what the fuck? No.
So this is the thing about,
stupid.
And that's the thing about comedies, especially dumb comedies, and these scenes go on for too long.
Yes, they absolutely do.
You hit a joke,
and then it circles around again. It's supposed to still be funny because it's like, oh gosh, it's still going.
No,
but it just gets tedious.
You tell a joke and you hit the mark, and it's funny, and you move on. You don't you don't beat it to death. And,
no,
and that there were a couple scenes in this movie that I felt like that, and that's the thing is that this is a funny movie. I don't watch it very often. The last time I watched it was like 10 years ago, but I knew you hated it, so I thought it was a perfect pairing for The Waterboy.
It was, yeah, both are sports comedies, and it definitely fit with The Waterboy.
Yeah. And because you shared an audio clip of your movie with the voice of the main character, I think I should do the same, so our audience has an idea of his accent in this movie. Here's a clip of Will Ferrell. This is one of my favorite lines in the movie that well, it's not my favorite, but this is a line in the movie that I actually use quite often.
All right.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last.
And so that's what Ricky Bobby sounds like. I think he has a better accent than Adam Sandler in your movie, but that's my opinion. Is there anything?
And every opinion is valid, apparently.
So
that's what we say here.
Just remind ourselves of that during this episode. Over.
Yeah.
Is there anything else about my movie?
No, ever since we started this podcast, I think our audience knows that I really just don't like Will Ferrell's comedies. Now, granted, there are the handful that I do. This is the movies we hate episode, and I hate this movie. So that's that.
Well, the good news is I only have a few pieces of trivia for you.
Oh, good. All right. I certainly dumbed mine. No pun intended. I certainly deleted a few of the BTS of mine because I just didn't think that they were even really relevant other than the ones that I dropped anyway. So, yeah, let's hear what it took to make Ricky Booby.
Oh, so what you're saying is your trivia was just as stupid as your film.
You know, it's interesting. As much as I enjoy The Waterboy, I really didn't give too much of a fuck about how it was made. So it's just, I guess it kind of fell into that category of me being like, do I really care? Like, the movie's good. You know, it's not that I wanted to live in the world of Bobby Boucher and be like, this movie's so great, I don't care how they made it. I just don't care. It's funny, whatever. It's not like Dumb and Dumber or Liar Liar where I'm like, how did they do that?
Oh God, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Two amazing.
Even though I know you didn't
films.
like Dumb and Dumber, but
no, but
well,
I mean,
you're calling
it's
Dumb and Dumber amazing. See, I knew
compared to
you liked it deep down.
Waterboy, yeah.
Compared to Waterboy, Dumb and Dumber is a Golden Globe winner. Yeah, definitely. And if the Academy ever recognized comedy,
Liar Liar would
Dumb
win.
and Dumber and Liar Liar would be up in the
Liar,
category. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Okay, so back to Talladega Nights. I do have a couple of pieces
Oh, yeah,
of
that's
trivia.
right. We're still talking about Talladega Nights.
Yes, I won't apologize for that. And the first piece of trivia I will tell you is that Adam McKay and his producers pitched the movie idea to studios by saying Will Ferrell as a NASCAR driver. And that's all they needed.
Yeah, I know. He's so damn popular. And
not anymore, really.
you know,
though.
What's that?
Not anymore, really, though.
No, not really anymore. And, you know, it's so interesting. I got to say, there have been, and we didn't actually even get into any of this. Maybe we did during, I almost said Spirited Away, but maybe we got into this during when we talked about Spirited and when we talked about the other guys and when we talked about Stranger Than Fiction. He did have some fantastic SNL skits. I will have to hand it to him. He and a lot of people like the last really great season or series of SNL was when Adam Sandler and Chris Farley and David Spade were on there. While those were great seasons, there were great seasons later on with Will Ferrell and Molly Shannon and Chris Kattan and Anna Gasteyer. Yeah, where he and her were the church organ
couple?
people.
Oh my
yes,
God, yes,
absolutely
so
fantastic.
much.
The makeup was amazing. His bald cap was fan-fucking-tastic.
Yes.
That was hilarious. I loved when he was on the spinning thing and he started throwing up during I can't even remember what that was. I think he did there were a couple of Christmas episodes where Will Ferrell really had me laughing. And I think that was the thing. It was like Will Ferrell in doses. Yes. Absolutely can do. Yes. In the comedy world. I can't do an hour and a half to an almost 2 hour length comedy, quote unquote, with Will Ferrell. And that's the other thing too about like old school. Like he's in that movie, but that movie's really more Vince Vaughn and Luke Wilson more than anything else.
And Vince Vaughn is incredible in that film.
I was going to say, that was like Vince Vaughn's like skyrocket after Swingers and of course The Cell, which we've discussed. Will Ferrell in doses is great. I just can't do him. And that's another reason why I don't think I'm going to give Hawk a try. And believe me, I guarantee you there's going to be a night where I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to put on the first episode and I'm going to see what this is all about. But we'll see. We'll never know. Yeah. But anyway, let's get into the BTS of
one of the things I forgot to mention during the discussion about Waterboy is that one of the only other things I like about Adam Sandler besides just go with it is his song Piece of Shit Car, because that is exactly the kind of cars that
piece of shit car. Oh yeah.
they weren't that bad, but we drove used cars as teenagers.
Oh, for
and
sure.
so you and I have both had
Hand-me-downs.
shitty cars in our 20s. Like we totally
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I always thought that song was
I never did get into any of
poignant.
the Adam Sandler albums, but They're All Gonna Laugh at You is one of my favorites. That one, I don't know if you've ever even sat down and listened to a full comedy album of Adam Sandler's, but They're All Gonna Laugh at You, I believe, was his first one. Oh, there is some unreal comedy in that, and I don't think you'd enjoy it, but you never know. Maybe one day when we're hanging out, I'll just put it on and we'll go from there.
You'll trap me in your car, and so I can't escape, and I have to listen.
I'll trap you in my piece of shit car.
Perfect.
No, I don't actually have a POS car right now.
No, your car's fine.
Yeah, my car's great. Yeah, it's great. All right. Anyway, let's move on. Move on.
like I said, I only have a couple more pieces of trivia. One of them being that they did film at actual NASCAR races.
Oh, very cool.
And Cal...
Okay, see, now that's cool.
I think that's cool, too. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't find too much info on that. If these were actual football games, I imagine that they absolutely were stunt player football games for Waterboy.
Oh, for sure.
I didn't really dig too deep.
But the funny thing is that Ricky, Cal, and Gerard were all introduced during driver introductions, so they could film that.
What?
During the
That's
Ford
kinda
500 at Talladega. And Ricky and Cal were both
Talladega's a real place?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know NASCAR. The only car stuff I know is Le Mans and
Ford versus Ferrari.
Ford versus Ferrari. Yeah, that's it. I don't know anything else.
I am not a fan of NASCAR at all. I love F1, and I used to watch.
Yeah, we know
IndyCar.
you like that movie. Let's move on.
And the real thing, but I do know I used
yeah.
to race when my friends used to race at a lot of these bigger tracks. I've been to Daytona. I've raced at a couple of the bigger tracks, and so that's how I know that Talladega actually exists and is a real track.
Oh, that's cool. I know you did the racing thing, but I did not know that you raced at some of those. I know you did. Didn't you race where they did Maverick? Or was it Ford versus Ferrari? You did one of those tracks.
Oh, well, Ford versus Ferrari, there is Tom Cruise went out there on that track in an F1 car, which was a lot of fun. So
you were there for that?
No. I just thought it was very cool that he did it. But yes, they filmed at the track I used to race at in Southern California all the time.
Okay, that's what it was. All right, gotcha.
And Ford versus Ferrari, absolutely. When in the beginning, when Christian Bale is talking in his car about how he's about to pass all of these guys in the beginning, that's actually Willow Springs. So that's
very cool. Okay,
yes.
Nice.
So the cool thing is that all these guys were introduced, and when Ricky and Cal were, everybody cheered. The audience just naturally cheered. But then when Gerard was introduced as a driver from France, driving a Perrier car, the entire crowd started booing without any prompting from the film crew, which was perfect.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, again, this is so on point for making fun and being a satirical comedy about NASCAR. And the catchphrase for this film, "If you ain't first, you're last," is a real life quote from Vince Lombardi.
He is a NASCAR driver, I imagine.
He is a legendary football coach?
That's what I meant. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
I know Bill Parcells and John Madden and Tom Coughlin.
That's why it's called the Lombardi Trophy when they win the Super Bowl.
Oh, is it? Oh, wow. Okay, I couldn't. God. Okay, listen. All right, look. 10 years ago, I would have fucking known that. But ever since I've been with my wife, football fell so far in the back seat of my life. I was such a football nut back in the day until Amy and I started dating, and I just stopped because it wasn't anything she was interested in, and I didn't want to drag her along to the bars and the sports bars, and I
just really
watch
loved
the Super Bowl anymore.
All of your Facebook posts talking shit about the Patriots. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Oh,
that was
God.
fun.
I was a fucking keyboard warrior of hatred towards the Patriots and Tom fucking bitch boy Brady.
Well, he really screwed up his life, so you don't have to hate him. He did it himself. It's not a problem.
How do you screw up with Giselle? Oh, my gosh.
Moron.
Moron!
There is a moment in this movie. Ricky Bobby gets in an accident, as I said, and he actually gets really traumatized, and he jumps out of his car, and he starts screaming to all of the religions that he can think of, "Help me, help me." And at one point, he even yells for, "Help me, Tom Cruise, with your Scientology powers." And
Is that what he says at the end of that? Because I thought he just said, "Help me, Tom Cruise," and was just like, la, 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 la. He says, "With your Scientology powers,"
or like wizardy powers, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I must have shut my brain off.
Anyway, that is actually a reference to Tom Cruise in the movie Days of Thunder, which is a NASCAR movie, which is not terrible.
I was gonna say I've heard that's a good movie. I've not seen it.
It
I
is.
think I
I've
have
seen
a
it
DVD
twice.
copy of it somewhere. My parents are fans of that movie.
The first movie he and Nicole Kidman were in, and Robert Duvall's in it too.
Oh.
And actually, John C. Reilly is in it in a very small, tiny bit part. Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty funny.
Look at how all of that connected.
I know, right? And okay, but here's the thing. You might hate the movie, but the audio commentary on the DVD is just one long improvisation of false and totally ridiculous stories and observations by Adam McKay and one of the actors, Ian Roberts.
Who's Ian Roberts?
Ian Roberts is a member of the pit crew in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Who's
Cool.
been in a
Well,
couple
that's
Adam McKay
fun.
movies. So yeah, I think that would be hilarious.
I know that's happened a couple of times on other movie commentaries, and I know we keep saying we're going to watch commentaries, and the only one that I've watched in the last 8+ years is the Tropic Thunder one, because fucking Lincoln Osiris is on the DVD commentary. So I have not done any other commentary, but it's one of those things that, like reading a book. Now, granted, I read a lot of books. I still am a reader, but it's like, oh, I want to read that. And it's like, I want to sit down and watch commentary instead of watching like the BTS. But again, yeah, it's like, I'm going to watch the movie and then it's going to be talked over, but I want to watch the fucking movie.
But you and I hate it when people talk over movies.
I heard it. Yeah. I had a dream the other night where I was at the Odyssey and somebody was on their phone. I was like, can you put your phone away? And they're like, no. And I'm like, put your phone away. And they're like, no. And I said, put your goddamn phone away. And they're like, no. It was a nightmare.
That is a literal nightmare.
I woke up in a cold sweat. It
Yeah.
was so bad.
I believe you. I think one of these days you and I are just going to have to rip the Band-Aid off and do it together. I think that's the only way it's ever going to happen.
I think that would be the best way to do it. Yeah, we do it with like 2 movies. Like we do it with like Liar Liar and Tropic Thunder to start, and then we do like Dodgeball and something else or
Armageddon and Dodgeball or something.
Oh, yeah. We do it with something like that, because I don't know if I could ever do it with Interstellar or like Goodfellas or something like that.
Like comedies
those are
where
the type
people
of
are
movies that you
being
can't,
totally ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. I just can't do it with
Serious
drama movies.
No.
Like, oh, let's put on Casino's commentary.
Oh, God.
No, you got to watch
never.
the whole damn thing.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that at some point.
Anyway,
And we'll
that's
let
a
our
lot
audience
of yelling.
Yeah, it's all right. And okay, so this is going to blow your
We
mind.
hate these movies, everybody, just FYI. And these conversations are so much better than talking about these fucking movies.
It's so true.
And I love Waterboy, but God, it's fucking stupid.
It really is. Okay, but you're actually going to be blown away by this piece of trivia. It's actually really
All right,
amazing. The
do it.
first 400,000 PlayStation 3 systems included a Blu-ray copy of this movie.
Oh my goodness gracious. Wow, that's how old this movie is. The PS3 was coming out.
Yeah, 06. It's 20 years old.
Damn, because we're on PS5 right now, I think, right?
I have no idea. Okay, so I'm going to end on a high note. And
Yes, please do. Other than the PlayStation 3 Ricky Bobby Blu-ray
this is
inclusion.
going to get you really hyped and also really upset.
No, oh boy.
And it's also...
does it have to do with obsession? Because if it does, I'm going to fucking riot right now.
It's not. It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't at all. But I think it's very relevant for the times. So I'm glad that we picked this movie and this episode right around this time period, because Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, is a personal favorite of Christopher Nolan.
Oh. Christopher Nolan, I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. Wow. You know, it's so wild. Nolan,
it's gonna be a
he's
double-edged
got
sword for you.
Yeah, it really is. But he also likes La La Land, and
Oh.
I honestly hate La La Land more than I hate Talladega Nights.
Well,
so
yeah.
that's okay. But
As you should.
yeah, Nolan's got some taste that truly is questionable, but at the same time,
Can't question the
he's
guy.
a master cinema. He is absolute cinema. He's the man. Gosh. Wow, Nolan likes Talladega Nights.
He does.
So fascinating. It makes me wonder, though, like what he thinks of Dumb and Dumber and Liar Liar and Ace Ventura and like all these other movies, because he loves the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Oh yeah,
he fucking loves them.
He loves
He goes
stupid
to them
entertaining
opening
movies.
day.
Yeah.
He does, and you know what? So do we.
And I respect him for being honest about it. You know how many people go
Totally,
into the
yeah.
Criterion Closet and they're like, ooh, I'm picking this French film from 1935. I'm like, bitch, you never watched
Yeah.
that movie. You're just trying to seem
I know.
cool.
Yeah. Oh, there was a few lately on the Criterion Closet. But Nolan was just in the Criterion Closet, and you better believe I'm going to go get at least one of those Criterion picks of his. I think I'm going to go get Lost Highway from David Lynch, because I have to watch more David Lynch. And I just watched Blue Velvet for the first time all the way through.
Ooh, but that was a trip.
Yeah, and I made the mistake of playing it while my wife was in the room.
Whoops.
And you know how Amy can get when she does not like a movie,
Uh-huh.
even when she's not really paying attention. It was The Lighthouse all over again.
Oh, no.
That was a stupid movie. A stupid, dumb movie.
Okay, but
And then,
she
of course, it
agrees
makes
with me
me
about
think-
our mutual hatred for Adam Sandler and said that every single one of his
Of course
movies
she
is
does.
atrocious.
Of course she does. Yeah.
Just further strengthening our relationship. It's great.
Yeah, I know. And that's so strange because anytime I hear my wife crack up, it's in ways I just would
It's
never
usually a
anticipate.
text
But
from
anyway.
me.
Yeah. Or
Well, I
when I'm
will
tr-
say
anyway.
that this movie had a $72 million budget.
Well, I guess that would make sense with all the locations
Action
in NASCAR and
The
everything
stunts that were
involved.
real.
Oh, real? So the car crashes were real.
Yep.
Well, I guess like how else can you do those? You know, like
Yeah.
CGI was. Yeah,
no, all they
okay,
did
cool.
is CGI
All right.
out some of the cables and some of the big lifts that they use to launch a car in the air.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, the car racing stuff is definitely cool. It's definitely impressive. Like, obviously, Will Ferrell's not driving the car, but
No.
it's still like NASCAR is impressive. I just don't have the patience or wherewithal to be like, whoa, they're going around in circles for
my
300
least favorite
laps.
sport, and that includes cricket. In the U.S., the Talladega Nights made $148 million.
Damn.
And on a
makes
$72
sense.
million budget worldwide, it made $163 million, which is right
Hey,
around
you know what?
your movie.
I was gonna say the Waterboy made more by $185 million.
And adjusted
Highest-
for inflation.
That's true,
So
yeah,
that is
yeah.
Talladega Nights and the episode of Movies We Hate.
Hate.
Hate, loathe entirely.
Oh, that's a great one. I'm so
really
glad I
is.
brought the How the Grinch Stole Christmas to this podcast because so many people turn their nose up at it, and I don't know how many people have fallen in love with it ever since our episode.
I just fast forward to all of the Grinch scenes, and I love it.
Yeah, get rid of all the Whoville
Yeah, that was
stuff. Although
Christine
Taylor
Baranski.
Momsen, who plays Christine Baranski, of course, and Molly Shannon. Let's not forget Taylor Momsen, who plays Cindy Lou Who, has blossomed and has a really kick-ass band named Pretty Reckless. I might have mentioned that back then, but
You did,
she's
but it's
her-
worth mentioning because it's a great band. But
pretty
that
badass.
is another episode of Movies We Hate. We will probably do this again next year because no matter how much moaning and groaning John did this episode, in the end, he still had a good time, and I bet you anything in a year I can convince him to do this again.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah, it's always fun to actually... You know, the cool thing is, it's rare that we actually don't like each other's movies. It's happened, obviously, on this show. And that's one reason why the show is so much fun, because we can get at each other about it. But an episode like this is even more fun because it's the uncensored hatred of each movie. And I think I'm a little bit more passionate about my hatred more than you and anybody I know about
just
certain
start
movies.
Get me talking about Hamlet 2 again, and you'll see the passion come out.
People like Hamlet too, and Waterboy. But anyway, it is a lot of fun, and I can only... Oh, man. Yeah, there'll be another one. There definitely
Great.
will be.
All right, well, you've heard it here, folks.
Yeah, it'll happen again. Totally.
Well, that wraps us up, and now we are caught up with our episodes and dropping them for you all on Wednesdays. Thank you so much for joining us, for tuning in, and for sticking with us, and for having some patience while we navigated a couple of life things. We will be back next week with, a palate cleanser of epic proportions, because we're actually picking amazing films for next week's episode.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so glad that these are the ones that are next.
As am I. I watched both of them on the same day just last week, and
when I was out of commission.
yes, yeah, I'm actually caught up entirely for like the next 4 weeks.
Fabulous.
And,
it's time for me to change the schedule.
Don't you dare!
I'm totally kidding.
But yeah, your pick, of course, fantastic. I had not watched my pick in some time, and what a revisit it was.
I haven't seen your movie in, it probably came out around 2006. So about the time it came out. Is when
2007.
There we go.
My
is when
favorite year.
Watched it, and I haven't seen it since. I've forgotten just about everything about that movie. I'm really excited.
Oh, wow.
Especially because
sweet.
I recently rewatched Skyfall. And so seeing Javier Bardem in another villainous role is going to be a real treat. I have actually watched my movie as recently as the last 2 months. and I am
Oh, wow.
not upset about needing to rewatch it.
No, not at all. I hadn't watched your pick in about a year. That movie, we're just going to have to talk about it when we talk about it
yeah.
because I could spend another hour being like, think about your movie and my movie.
Oh,
But yeah,
no, that's
V, why
exceptional.
don't you tell everybody what you're picking for next week's episode?
Yes, next week's episode revolves around, I want to call them modern westerns. I feel like that's kind of the term.
Would yours be a modern Western?
Well, they're the modern urban Taylor Sheridan
Contemporary?
Contemporary,
Oh, yeah,
thank
yeah.
you. That's the word I was actually looking for. Contemporary Western feeling movies. Because
Sure.
in 2015, speaking of Christopher Nolan and our favorite directors, Denis Villeneuve directed this film written by Taylor Sheridan. And that is the continuation of Taylor Sheridan's 3-part contemporary Western arc. My first pick of his was Wind River, even though that wasn't the first in the series. Instead, this one was with 2015's Sicario.
Mm-hmm.
Exceptional film. Should have been nominated for multiple Oscars, and we'll get into that next week because we both love it. And if you are subscribed to Hulu or Disney Plus, which is so weird that so many hard R films are now on Disney Plus because Disney owns everything.
Yeah.
It's just weird to me.
It is pretty wild to be like, oh yeah, pull up Disney Plus and watch this incredibly violent movie.
Which I did just in the last 5 or 6 days when I was feeling super crappy. I put on Deadpool, and it's on Disney Plus.
Well, yeah, Marvel, yo.
Yep, exactly. 20th Century Fox. So that's where you can watch Sicario. Please feel free to watch it before our discussion next week. And John, what is the movie you paired with it?
I paired, oh gosh, a gut punch of a fucking kick-ass, masterful. I really wish I would have read the book. Of course, now at this point, and at the age that I'm at, I wish I would have read the book. Now, I will say I've read the first chapter of the book, and that's all I really need to know. But I saw this movie opening weekend. I'll never forget calling my buddy Kingsley. I was working at Warner Brothers, and I stepped outside onto the balcony, and I said, yo, man, No Country for Old Men's playing at the ArcLight tonight if you want to go at 8 o'clock. He goes, yeah, let's go. So that's my movie, No Country for Old Men, from Joel and Ethan Coen, starring Tommy Lee Jones, Javier Bardem, Josh Brolin, Woody Harrelson, Kelly MacDonald, and a handful of other character actors that you would definitely recognize. This film is streaming on Paramount Plus if you care to check it out on a streamer. I have a DVD copy, which I watched. I watched my Blu-ray copy of Sicario, No Country for Old Men. Oh my gosh. Wow. I am so excited to talk about both of these movies. It's definitely a wonderful pairing because it's not only contemporary Western, but it is almost, I would say that it's a hitman double feature.
Yeah, that's actually a really good description as well. And I am a fan of Cormac McCarthy, the man who wrote the novel. I read The Road of his, about 10 years ago now, and I really, really liked it, despite it being super depressing. So one of these times, at some point, I should definitely read No Country for Old Men as well. I'm excited to revisit that film. I'm glad you picked it.
As am I.
Like I said, a quality palate cleanser after this week's episode.
Yeah.
Again, thanks everyone for joining us. Please rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast, as well as telling all your friends, family, and coworkers, even people on the street, about our podcast, if you will.
Yeah, stop somebody tying their shoes and be like, have you heard of Movies in this podcast?
Exactly. And you know what's really funny is that in our epic episode, we recorded it the day before I went into the hospital, actually, which is how we were able to drop two episodes today. But the irony is that we talked about the movies and that they were 7 hours long and it was a lot. And I joked that, hey, why don't we take next week off? And so I'm not allowed to ever joke about that again.
That's true. You did say that. I remember that now. Yeah.
Because I jinxed
myself. Should we take next week off? And I'm like, well, I've already watched the movies, so no, why would we take the week off? Wow. Yeah, we got to be careful what we say as we get older. There's something in the air.
Apparently, especially because it's recorded and for listening audience. So we hope to be back next week with Sicario and No Country for Old Men. And until then, film is a form of art, and in art, every opinion is valid, except if you think... oh no.
Talladega Nights, Ballad of Ricky Bobby is worthy of a comedic title. Terrible movie.
I think your lackluster closing is kind of perfect for this episode.
Yeah, I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay, that's fair. All right, bye-bye, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.